you're going to be focusing on. This is about Twitter versus the centre. The Karnataka High Court is going to pronounce its verdict today in petitions filed by Twitter challenging blocking orders which were issued by the centre. The Karnataka HC judge observation, and I'm going to quote here, is, "I am convinced that the union can block but not only tweets but also accounts." The Karnataka High Court has dismissed Twitter's petition, saying that it is convinced by the Union of India's submissions, and a 50 lakh fine has also been imposed on Twitter by the Karnataka HC. That is also a big development. Remember, all right, we're crossing over to CNN News 18's legal correspondent Ananya Bhatnagar to get us more on this. Ananya, over to you.
Well, definitely the oral pronouncement which remained for a 2 to 3 minute time. And in fact, the Karnataka High Court clearly saying that it has dismissed the petition that has been filed by, in fact, Twitter, challenging those blocking orders by the central government, clearly noting that even after referring to US law and also the IT Act in the country, it is very, very clear that the Union of India or the central government has powers to not only block certain tweets but also certain Twitter accounts as well, if at all it feels it is against the national security or integrity of the country and could hamper the national security in the country. Now, what is also very, very important to note is that while in fact dismissing this petition by Twitter that was challenging these blocking orders, the court has noted that there was a non-compliance by Twitter of these blocking orders, and for that particular reason the court noted that Twitter is not somebody who's a laborer, who's not aware of what the consequences of law could be or what is the consequence of these blocking orders, and that's the reason why the court also said that you're a billion-dollar company and not just a laborer, and that's the reason why in fact a huge amount of 50 lakhs has been imposed on Twitter in non-compliance of these central government orders. The detailed judgment of this order is to be out very soon. Remember that Twitter had constantly argued that it is a social media intermediary and cannot be controlled by the central government. These blocking orders are against the IT Act and shall not be there. But the centre had argued against it and had clearly said that, the central government has to weigh in the national security and integrity of the country first, and then only can a business sustain. And if at all it feels that the certain Twitter accounts or certain tweets are actually hampering the security or the harmony in the country, it can go on and block these Twitter accounts or could delete these tweets. So definitely it's a big win for the central government. Now, the next option available for Twitter is to actually knock, in fact, the Supreme Court or a higher forum. So whether or not that would happen, when would that happen, is something that is a matter of time. But at this point of time, this is a big blow coming in for the social media giant. Clearly, a 50 lakh cost being imposed by the Karnataka High Court in this whole judgment.
Is there a timeline that's been given by the Karnataka HC for Twitter to pay this amount?
Well, that would be clear from the detailed judgment copy that would come in, and we'll have to wait and watch as to whether, a particular timeline has been set, and also as to where this 50 lakh amount would go, whether it would go to the Legal Services Authority or would be used for certain kind of a social, social cause. So that would also be clear after the clear judgment copy of the Karnataka High Court actually comes out into this particular case. But definitely, this is a big setback for Twitter. Twitter had been, remember, waiting for this order since it was reserved by Justice Krishna S. Dixit of the Karnataka High Court. But definitely this is not a good day for Twitter. A 50 lakh cost being imposed, petition being dismissed, and clearly the central government winning it all over with a clear indication that, the central government has powers to block Twitter accounts and to get tweets deleted from the social media giant.
Do you think it's likely that we could see this order impact Twitter's functioning in India?
Well, definitely this can have impacting on the Twitter's functioning, because remember that earlier as well, central government had given out certain blocking orders and had asked certain Twitter accounts to be deleted. So if at all the central government monitoring committees feel that, certain accounts are causing disharmony or are propagating false news or any kind of a propaganda, the central government can send in blocking orders to Twitter, and now Twitter would have to comply with these. If at all they do not comply, there is a provision for imprisonment, and also there is a provision that, Twitter can be fined for this particular thing, and in fact those